51-year-old woman disappeared from Surfers Paradise, Queensland, as she opted for a name alteration through a deed poll, and they started searching the nearby area for any trace of him. The police swiftly discovered a boot suspended from the top of a barbed wire fence in the wooded vicinity. She noticed the patio door slightly ajar. The carefree vacation transformed into On a seemingly ordinary Sunday, June 22, 1997, a 51-year-old woman disappeared from Surfers Paradise, Queensland. The bustling beach town became the backdrop for her mysterious vanishing act during the daylight hours of the day. The entire globe was taken aback, utterly astounded by this inexplicable and mind-boggling disappearance. Marion Wilson, born in 1945 to Jack and Colleen Wilson, came from a family of 3 sisters. Insights into her early years unveil a hint of self-reliance and a vibrant enthusiasm for life. Certain accounts highlight an initial fascination with music and dance, hinting at a budding creative spirit poised to blossom. In 1967, she entered matrimony with Johnny Warren, only to part ways in 1969. The next chapter brought her 2 joys, Sally, arriving in 1973, and Owen in 1974, from her marriage to Stuart Brown, who was her second husband. However, this union saw its end in 1979. Fast forward to 1985, Marion found companionship with Ray Barter, marking another chapter in her life. Unfortunately, this chapter concluded in 1990. Transitioning to a role as a teacher at the Southport School, Barter made a notable move in 1994, acquiring a home in Marinda Court for $180,000. Her dedication as an educator was duly recognized when she received the Queensland Teaching Excellence Award in 1996. She took an economic turn on April 25, 1997, as she swiftly sold her home for $165,000. On May 15, 1997, a significant shift unfolded as she opted for a name alteration through a deed poll. Embracing Florabella Natalia Marion Remakel as her new identity, she went a step further by securing a passport reflecting this change. However, her work environment and communications with family and friends maintained the continuity of her former name, with no mention of this transformation ever surfacing in conversation. Precisely on June 20, 1997, Barter made a significant decision. She tendered her resignation. In a heartfelt resignation letter, she revealed her longing to travel and pursue a teaching position in England. Alongside her departure, she made a humble request for the renewal of her teacher's certification for the upcoming school year. Setting off on June 22, 1997, Barter embarked on a year-long adventure in England, fueled by a desire to explore not only the United Kingdom, but also Europe. Throughout her journey, she maintained connections with her loved ones and former students. Postcards, letters, and thoughtful gifts found their way from her to them, chronicling her experiences in Tunbridge Wells, Kent, Sussex, and the bustling city of London. In the later part of July and the beginning of August, she got in touch with her daughter, Sally Layden. Their last chat happened on the evening of August 1, 1997. While talking, she shared with Sally her decision to prolong her time in Tunbridge Wells and discussed rearranging her booking for the Orient Express. Unfortunately, this was the last time she was ever heard from. The day of departure was the last day she was ever seen. On that day, Marion, a 51-year-old teacher and mother of 2, was last seen hanging out at a bus station in Surfers Paradise, Queensland. In the beginning, there were reports suggesting that she had hopped onto a bus headed for the airport. However, as the months rolled by without a peep from her, suspicion gradually started to take root. By October 1997, concerns began to stir among Barter's children. Months passed without any communication, and anxiety peaked when she missed her son's birthday. Her daughter Layden took matters into her own hands on October 21st, using telebanking to check her mother's Commonwealth bank account. What she discovered was unsettling. Over $80,000 had vanished in daily increments of $5,000, withdrawn from branches in Byron Bay, New South Wales, and in Burleigh Heads and Ashmore, Queensland, spanning the period from August to September. Adding to the puzzle, information surfaced from a customs acquaintance. It was revealed that on the morning of August 2, 1997, just hours after a conversation with Leighton from Tunbridge Wells in England, Barter's passport re-entered Australia, making its way through Brisbane. The unfolding events painted a perplexing picture of Barter's whereabouts and actions during this mysterious period. Leighton went to Byron Bay, filed a police report about Barter's missing $80,000 and passport return. Police, despite not seeing her, claimed she was alive but didn't want contact. Barter didn't contact her family, missing Leighton's 1998 wedding at the Southport School Chapel. Even during the joyous arrival of her first granddaughter in 2001, the emotional gap persisted. Tragically, in 2003, her son succumbed to suicide, further deepening the sense of isolation. Later that same year, her father, battling a prolonged illness, finally died. But Barter didn't make any contact. The police labeled the case as a voluntary disappearance, even with some shaky evidence. Years rolled by, bringing forth fresh leads, possible sightings in Europe and eyebrow-raising bank withdrawals. In 2023, an inquest delved into different angles, pondering over deception by a potential travel companion or the ominous specter of foul play. Through it all, Marion's daughter, Sally Leighton, hasn't let up. She has been at the forefront, pushing the police to persist in their investigation, determined to unravel the mystery. Marion's sudden disappearance hit her family hard, sparking a quest for answers that stretched across decades. Various theories surfaced, suggesting everything from a premeditated elopement to darker possibilities involving financial motives or manipulation. The absence of concrete evidence complicates matters, making closure a distant prospect. Marion's fate and the reasons behind her vanishing act remain shrouded in mystery, intensifying the emotional challenge for those left behind. On a chilly morning, January 25, 2002, a man named Christopher Carlton Tompkins vanished without a trace. Starting his day promptly at 8 a.m., he joined a co-worker for their journey to the job site, nestled in the wooded expanse near County Line Road in Harris County, Georgia. Engaged in their work, Chris and his 3 fellow surveyors maintained a line formation, their positions thoughtfully spaced about 50 feet apart. The group of men took a break for lunch, enjoying a moment of relaxation. Around 1:30 p.m., they gathered their energy and enthusiasm, ready to get back to work, while one of the surveyors, caught up in a chat with his buddy, glanced away for a moment, turning his head to check on something. Just moments later, when he turned his gaze back, Christopher was mysteriously nowhere to be found. His tools rested undisturbed on the ground where he had left them, but he was gone. His work buddies, puzzled by the sudden vanishing act, hadn't spotted anything weird. At first, they thought Christopher might have just taken a stroll into the woods for a quick break. Yet, as the minutes passed without his comeback, worry kicked in, and they started searching the nearby area for any trace of him. They searched high and low, turning every stone and peering into every corner. Yet, alas, they found nothing. One of the surveyors, deeply concerned, urgently called his wife to share the distressing news. Christopher was nowhere to be found, and their efforts to locate him had proven futile. Christopher Carlton Tompkins, a joyous and diligent individual, entered this world on December 28, 1981. At the youthful age of 20, Christopher, known for his upbeat nature, sociable demeanor, and strong work ethic, resided in Georgia alongside his mother Ann Mackenzie at the time of his disappearance. He happily worked for a surveying company, playing a crucial role in a 4-man crew, a job that brought him immense joy and satisfaction. Later on January 25, 2002, Christopher Tompkins was reported missing, and the official investigation into his disappearance began. The police swiftly discovered a boot suspended from the top of a barbed wire fence in the wooded vicinity where Christopher was last seen, and it was subsequently confirmed to be his. On that very same fence, they stumbled upon a blue thread, likely from Christopher's pants. Some accounts suggest his pants were also located, though the accuracy remains uncertain. Coins thought to be his rested on the ground close by. No traces of blood or indications of a struggle were detected. Despite diligent efforts, the investigation reached an impasse without forensic evidence or eyewitness accounts. Nevertheless, half a year later, a farmer discovered his remaining work boot on private land, just under a mile away. Nothing else belonging to Christopher has surfaced to date. In the absence of any clear signs pointing to foul play or other plausible explanations, such as an animal attack or accidental injury, the authorities eventually made the surprising decision to close Christopher Tompkins' case. Their somewhat perplexing conclusion suggested that he had just taken off, perhaps to embark on a new chapter in his life. His fellow surveyors, who were never investigated as suspects in his disappearance, maintained a curious silence on the matter. Interestingly, one among them promptly secured legal representation right after Christopher went missing. Strangely, the identities of these surveyors, along with the surveying company's name, have never been disclosed to the public. Remarkably, it's common knowledge that Anne Mackenzie, the mother of Christopher, had a close connection. She was well acquainted and even worked as a babysitter for the owner of the company. Furthermore, an unexpected twist unfolded when one of the surveyors faced legal consequences, being convicted of an entirely unrelated violent crime. This unsettling event took place just a few months after Christopher's mysterious disappearance, resulting in a lengthy prison sentence. Christopher's boss apparently mentioned that he noticed Christopher had been acting strangely in the days before he vanished, yet, oddly, didn't provide any further details about this mysterious observation. However, Anne refuted the assertion regarding her son's behavior. Anne insisted that she suspected Christopher had fallen victim to foul play, emphasizing her belief that his co-workers possessed additional information undisclosed to investigators. She expressed, "I truly believe in my heart that my son is no longer alive. However, I need closure. I need to know what happened that day and where my son's body is." This case was associated with the controversial missing 411 cases, where people mysteriously vanished in the wilderness. Searchers found only Christopher's boots, fabric fragments from his pants, and a few coins. Christopher Tompkins' case is no longer actively investigated. There have been no recent developments, but family and friends hope for answers regarding his 2002 disappearance. Back in 2007, after a day of beach and pool activities, a woman accompanied by her husband tucked their 3 children into bed within their apartment. Later, the parents, joined by friends, ventured to a tapas restaurant merely 50 meters away, all while maintaining a watchful eye on the apartment through a prearranged rotation system. Regular checks on the children occurred every 20 to 30 minutes. After finishing dinner earlier than her husband and their friends, the woman returned to the apartment because she loved her children deeply. She noticed the patio door slightly ajar and, mindful of the breeze, firmly closed it before entering the bedroom. To her dismay, one child was inexplicably missing. Kate and Jerry, a couple deeply dedicated to their medical professions in the UK, had their lives profoundly altered when their daughter mysteriously disappeared. Kate, a compassionate former general practitioner with a warm and outgoing demeanor, and Jerry, a composed and analytical cardiologist, shared a strong bond. In 2003, they joyfully welcomed Madeline into their lives, followed by the arrival of twins Sean and Amelie 2 years later, creating a loving and close-knit family. The McCann family, united by strong bonds, cherished the simple joys of outdoor moments and playful games. However, their tranquil world took a heartbreaking turn one May night in 2007 when Madeline mysteriously disappeared from their holiday apartment in Portugal. Madeline McCann, a name that will always be remembered, was a cheerful 3-year-old girl with shining golden hair and vibrant blue-green eyes. Her right iris had a unique dark mark, adding to her distinctive charm. Hailing from Leicester, England, she entered this world on May 12, 2003, bringing immeasurable happiness to her parents, accomplished doctors Kate and Jerry McCann, and her younger twin siblings, Sean and Amelie, who were 2 years her junior. In the delightful April of 2007, the McCann family, yearning for sunshine and cherished moments, embarked on a holiday, escaping the hustle of their UK lives. Their destination, Praia da Luz, a captivating resort nestled amidst the cliffs of Portugal's Algarve region. The McCanns, accompanied by Kate's friend Fiona and her boyfriend Jeremy, found solace in the Ocean Club complex, a collection of apartments surrounding a refreshing pool. Days unfolded with beach adventures, sandcastle creation, and joyous splashes in the invigorating Portuguese waters. As the sun dipped, evenings became a tapestry of shared tapas and laughter at a nearby restaurant, the echoes of their merriment mingling with the warm air. On the fateful night of May 3, 2007, the close-knit group opted for dinner within the Ocean Club, just mere steps from their apartments. In a protective rhythm, they took turns checking on the peacefully slumbering children every 20 minutes. Around 10 p.m., Kate returned to discover the patio door slightly ajar and Madeline's bed eerily vacant. The carefree vacation transformed into an unexpected nightmare. The police arrived and the investigations began. Diligent sniffer dogs meticulously combed the area. Forensic teams painstakingly inspected the apartment and rental car, and witness accounts underwent thorough examination. A potential sighting of a man carrying a child near the beach led to artist impressions and reignited inquiries, prompting Portugal to reopen its investigation in 2013. Yet, despite exhaustive searches and years of dedicated work, no concrete leads materialized. In 2011, Scotland Yard's Operation Grange took the reins, delving into potential child trafficking networks and scrutinizing the dynamics within the McCann's holiday group. Scaling back in 2015, a glimmer of hope emerged in 2020 when German authorities pinpointed convicted offender Christian Bruckner as their prime suspect. Residing in the area at the time, Bruckner had a troubling history of targeting young girls, though charges remain unfiled. There are various insane theories suggesting the cause of the disappearance. Some speculate Madeleine was taken by a child trafficking ring. Reports of a possible sighting in Morocco and the nature of Bruckner's crimes fuel this theory. However, concrete evidence is lacking, making it challenging to definitively rule in or out. Parental involvement is a highly controversial theory initially pursued by Portuguese authorities, alleging that the McCanns accidentally sedated and harmed Madeleine, later covering up the incident. Extensive investigations and forensic examinations found no evidence to support these claims, ultimately clearing the McCanns. Some believe Madeleine tragically wandered out of the apartment and stumbled into some danger, like falling or drowning. This theory hinges on the possibility of an unlocked patio door or an unsupervised exploration gone wrong. However, the lack of a body and inconsistencies with witness accounts make it difficult to sustain. Abduction by an outsider remains the most widely investigated theory. The open window and lack of forced entry suggest an opportunistic abduction, possibly by someone familiar with the area. All these theories lack evidence, and the mysterious disappearance remains unsolved to this day.